to the Tap Gaming Podcast. This is episode number 11. I'm one of your hosts, Tim. I'm joined by Alfred.
Ciao, Alfredo.
Dougie.
Glad to be back here, Tim. Chet, Tim.
No.
And the ghost of the internet, Chris.
Hey.
So, today, first things first, we usually start our show with what we've been playing, but today we're going to talk about the table prop, because there's been something happening on the internet for the past couple weeks that's kind of been pissing me off, and it's everyone's talking about the fucking light bar on the PlayStation 4 controller. So, children out there, I want you to take a look at these controllers right here. Alright? These are wireless controllers for the Atari 2600. Shut the fuck up about the stupid fucking light bar, alright? Did you have a fucking wireless antenna? Does your PlayStation 4 controller take fucking 9-volt batteries? No. Shut the fuck up and stop whining about it. That's my rant.
Then you stick into it.
And I'm sticking to it, baby.
It was I can definitely.
No, we definitely grew up with we definitely grew up with some hardships.
Yeah, I'm just sick of fucking hearing about this fucking light bar. You don't even see it while you're playing. Just shut the fuck up about it. But that's it. But now we're gonna get into what we've been playing. So Chris, we'll start with you this week.
I'm actually gonna have to pass because I haven't been able to play anything.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did you play like anything on your? Did you play like Solitaire, Minesweeper?
Nope. 0.
Did you play any mind games?
But like with other people.
That counts. I'll allow it.
No.
Did you play with anyone's emotions?
No.
Oh, Chris.
Did you play with yourself? No.
I was waiting for that one.
Alright, anyways.
Sorry, Chris.
It's fine. You're not gonna catch Chris in that trap. Dougie, we'll move on to you. What have you been playing?
A lot of comic-based games, actually. Played a bit of my roommate's playing the Deadpool game.
Nice.
Mechanically, it's not the most sound game, but it's a lot of fun. The fan service is pretty spectacular. And I've just been jumping in on that with her. And actually, I didn't know they made this until about a week ago. They made a Young Justice tie-in game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a
Young Justice Legacy.
$30 download or something.
No, I picked it up for like $10 at GameStop. Surprisingly fun. Very badly animated, but I love the show, so...
Does it have a co-op?
Yeah, 3-player. You always have 3 people on screen at once. It's really weird, because you expect 4 or 2, so it's always 3.
Oh, seems like a playthrough.
It is fun. It's surprisingly fun.
Well, you'll have to bring it over.
Oh, I will.
Check it out.
Oh, I will. And, that's about it. Keeping pretty light.
Right on. Al?
Well, we played some Turok Evolution, which was awesome. That was our Fighting 40s, so that was good.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. It's in the process of being edited.
Beyond that, I unfortunately haven't played much, sadly.
We're dropping the ball this week.
Yeah, we are. Very much so.
I'm going to step it up.
Yeah. I don't know. I played for like the third week running. I played Forza 5. I played some Project Gotham Racing 3 because we're working on a top 10 racing game video. So we were
looking good.
We were doing a lot of capture for that. So I played Forza, PGR 3, Forza Horizon, Project Gotham Racing 3, Turok for 40s. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing too much to report on. Just waiting for some new stuff to come out. I've heard Child of Light's pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to get around to playing it. So.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. That's a question later on. So in terms of watching, what have we been watching? Chris, you watch anything this week?
Yeah, just Arrow.
Nice.
Where are we? The second to the last episode for the season?
Yes. And it's getting pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
I'm excited. The season finale is going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was it.
How's it? Dougie?
Wow. I'm really typecasting myself. Comics, again. Been watching the Disney Avengers cartoon. Earth Mightiest Heroes, the one on Netflix.
How was that?
That was...
Okay.
Oh, no, it was awesome.
Oh, okay.
No, they did a really good job with all the character interactions, using people you wouldn't expect. I know, like everyone on there, so I keep trying to pick out people before they announce them. But yeah, really enjoyed that show. And then Nothing. Wow. I'm watching nothing else.
Committed.
I think I've been sleeping a lot.
What's wrong with that?
It's always good.
So the whole game playing thing, I got caught up in a lot of sports oriented things. The first thing I watched that wasn't sports oriented was, of course, 24.
The day.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped about Live Another Day. I love that it's set in a completely different place in London. I so far like the chaotic storylines that are going along. There's a lot to keep a lookout for, a lot of focus on it. So there's different storylines there to really entice people, especially 24 fans. Beyond that, I've been watching more of the NBA playoffs, and the Spurs are just dominating, and I love it. And then I watched the past 2 days, been watching the NFL draft. Niners have done very well. I'm very happy. So yeah, I've been kind of chock full of sports this week.
You're a sports guy.
I am. Niners Spurs. Oh yeah.
You're on your own on that one.
I know.
Fine,
To all one people who might be a Niners and Spurs fan watching this, I got your back.
Hell of a combination.
I watched the 4th Bruins game on my phone. That counts.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah,
That was an intense game too.
They beat
That came
the hell.
out of-
They beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah, went
Came
to
down-
OT.
Well, not the one we watched.
No, I'm thinking of the one on Saturday, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it went down to overtime victory. Yeah. So I watched 24 Arrow. A few stand-ups on Netflix. I watched this movie called Charlie Countryman, which I recommend everyone watches. It came out in 2013. It's a Shia LaBeouf movie,
Ooh.
but it's really good. It's got a pretty.
That's
killer
kind of a
concept.
sarcastic ooh, I apologize.
Whatever.
Ooh.
It's
I don't appreciate the work of Mr. LaBeouf.
You should check this movie out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Did you like the movie Drive?
Yes. More like that.
It's got kind of I'm not gonna say the story is anywhere near the same, but it's got kind of like that vibe. It's got a really awesome soundtrack. It's got really good visuals, and the acting is really good too. So it's got Shia LaBeouf. It has Evan Rachel Wood.
Oh, okay.
Till Schweiger's in it.
Nice.
I'm probably gonna fuck his name up, but Mads Mikkelsen. He's fucking. I don't know. He's Danish, so I'm probably fucking his name up really bad.
They won't.
He
they
played
won't
Le
judge.
Chiffre in Casino Royale.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
So no, it's actually it's like a really good movie.
Interesting.
So it's just shy of 2 hours, but I would definitely check it out.
Before the podcast, you were telling me about that comedian.
Oh, Sebastian Maniscalco, definitely. He has a stand-up on Netflix called "What's Wrong with People." You have to watch it. You have to watch it. It's
I've heard of him,
hysterical.
yep.
I saw him live at the Irvine Improv, and it was awesome. But yeah, this was just as funny. But yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to new releases. It's kind of a light week. For physical releases, it's Minecraft on PS3 and Borderlands 2 for PlayStation Vita, and Peggle 2 came out for Xbox 360.
Yes.
There it is.
But,
Fucking love Peggle.
well, you have an Xbox One now, so you didn't really have to wait for that release.
Nah, no, but whatever.
But yeah, if we don't really cover a lot of digital releases on here. If you guys want to see more of that, let me know and I can kind of dig into it. I usually just go to Amazon and see what's coming out, and I throw it on the outline. So if you guys want more digital stuff, let me know, and I'll make sure to put it on there. Keep you caught up on everything. So,
Word to your mother.
but yeah, all right. So we're gonna jump into our culture section real quick. There's a few things we have on here.
Culture.
Yeah, Sony, I heard this on Gizmodo. Sony created a cassette tape that can hold the equivalent of 3,700 Blu-ray discs, which in total comes to about 185 terabytes of storage.
Good night. What?
Yeah, so I don't think this is going to be for like consumer use. I think this is for like industrial data backup.
Yeah. Was
That'd
it
be so-
size of a couch?
No.
No, it's like that big.
Holy
It
God.
uses, it's like regular cassette tapes use like magnetics.
Right.
So this can hold like, I forgot it said per square inch it can hold like some insane amount of data.
Jesus.
But it's like, yeah, this is not gonna.
No, that's not home
Like
usage.
a cassette tape that can hold 3,700 Blu-ray discs would probably cost. I don't even want to know.
100 grand
More than that.
plus.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Well, as you were saying.
No, well, I honestly like something like that. I would probably cost $250,000, maybe,
Gee.
just for one. Because I remember, dude, Kingston came out. Kingston HyperX had like a 1 terabyte flash drive, and when it first came out, it was like $1,400.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
So, if you want to like do 1,400 times like 185, to give you a rough idea what this thing would probably cost. It's disgusting.
This just reminds me of, like, it'd be awesome if they just went back to cassette, because then I'd be like, oh, Blade Runner had it right all along. Like, I love when movies from, like, the 80s try to picture, like, what the future would be in, like, 2030, and they, like, are on, like, these, like, you know, mini screen TVs, and, like, they put in, like, a cassette tape and then, like, plays the movie and stuff, so it'd be funny if they went back to cassette tapes and just...
Well, I saw, it was a while ago, but when you think about it, how many people still have cassette like I'm not gonna say like a lot of people do, but like a lot of older cars still have cassette adapters. And I saw like a Bluetooth, like like the auxiliary like a cassette adapter where you can like play your phone and shit like that, or your MP3 player. Like I saw one that was Bluetooth enabled, so you like put it in your tape deck. And
I was going to deal with that wire.
Yeah, it syncs wirelessly to your phone.
Nice.
Or whatever.
Huh.
Your Bluetooth enabled device. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Chris, what do you think?
Honestly, I kind of want one. I know the price would be totally outrageous, but I think it would be nice. Like, you never need anything else to store anything in your entire life.
No, it's the hub for your entire house.
Yeah. You go to the bank, take out a second mortgage. So what are you putting an addition on the house? No, I'm buying a cassette. What the fuck? But yeah, I don't know. It would be cool. We'll see what the pricing's like. I don't know if they're actually going to be made available to the general public, but it'll be interesting to see that develop.
Indeed.
Or we'll completely forget about it and never talk about it again.
Probably the latter.
I vote for 2, yeah.
So I'm going to let you take over for this next one because you found the story.
Oh, yeah, so residents in Marshfield, Mass. overturn a law banning arcades since 1983. So basically people feared it would bring about gangs, ruin kids, at least in 83. And with the advent of, all these arcade machines, they finally overturned it, just recently. They said, yeah, you know what? I think it's about time that we bring back arcades.
It's been a slow government week.
It's a little too little, too late.
20 years too late.
It's unfortunate because the people of Marshfield just didn't get a chance to play Mortal Kombat.
Well, but if they had kids walking around throwing fireballs at each other, it would have been madness.
It's like
Absolute
fucking,
chaos.
It's like fucking Footloose for arcades.
But that does bring about the good debate, which is the sadness we all have for knowing that the arcade era has pretty much been dead for 15 years.
I've long since mourned the fucking arcade going away.
But it's not like it's not like I wouldn't, like, if they came out with an arcade area where we live, I would totally be down for.
Oh yeah, we'd make like a weekend trip to that.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's still a lot of places that have like really huge arcades. Like you go to like Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, like they have like one of the biggest arcades, like locally owned and operated arcades, like in the United States. But let's be realistic. Like when we were kids, we didn't really care about it because like you pump a few quarters into a machine. But like you think about it now, arcades just aren't sustainable. Like, who the fuck's gonna go sit on a machine and dump like fucking $20 into a machine to maybe beat a game?
Yeah.
And then just walk away from it.
No, they'd have to upgrade their whole model, link it with your own personal profile, possibly link it with your home console.
Well, Midway did that for a while. Like, you could bring for N64, you could bring your memory card and play Gauntlet.
That's awesome.
Gauntlet Legends at the arcade, and then go home and like it was just like it was kind of like the precursor to like this whole cross save.
I would do that forever.
Yeah, so the only problem with the arcade version of Gauntlet is that the minute you put a quarter in, you started dying.
Yep. Oh yeah, no. Again, they'd have to revamp the entire like game design and business model, which would be awesome. But no, they're not going to do it.
I think we can all agree, though, that if we ever made it, a good amount of money, in our careers, that I think the dream would be a game room with arcade machines in them, or at least one or two.
Maybe, yeah. I would probably buy a couple, like ones that were just like really easy to maintain. Like I'd buy like a Mortal Kombat cabinet and like maybe a Street Fighter cabinet, but I wouldn't buy anything that was more elaborate than that.
Oh, a Neo Geo.
Oh no, I would go like old school. Like I would buy like a Galaga cabinet in a heartbeat. I fucking love Galaga. What about you guys? If you had the ultimate like man cave, what arcade machine do you think you would go with? If you only had one.
I think I want. Well, Tim might know, but I'd want like LA Machine Gunners. I know that thing's huge, but that game was so much fun to play.
House of the Dead, Silent Scope, Area 51.
Ooh. Oh, which House of the Dead?
1, 2. Just the early ones. Not.
You didn't care for 3 or 4?
I never got around to them.
Oh.
I can't believe you said Area 51.
Area 51 was awesome.
That's so cheesy. I remember they had that in a bowling alley. You'd have that in a bowling alley and people would just be playing it nonstop.
Absolutely.
When you walked into an arcade, you would know if it was like a poor arcade, if they just had Area 51 or like Lethal Enforcers. You didn't have like Time Crisis or House of the Dead.
Time Crisis was awesome too. Especially 3.
Like, and they had so many like Lethal Enforcers.
Silent Scope 2, 1 was brutal.
Yeah, I would have if I could afford any machine, I'd probably want to get mocap boxing. Would be fucking sweet.
That is a workout.
Yeah, or I would want to get a yeah, but mocap boxing is to boxing as what DDR is to dancing. Playing mocap boxing is not boxing. You're just doing this.
Oh no, exactly. But I think I feel like
you look like you're having a fucking seizure. You're like,
it'd be interesting competition to see what you sweat more in DDR or.
oh, DDR.
DDR. Yep.
Because like fucking mocap boxing is to like it gets to like punch out level proportions of difficulty, and you just fucking get your ass kicked. At least with DDR, you can play like a couple easy songs, and then on your last song, you try a difficult one, and if you fail, it's like whatever. But in mocap, like you get to a point where you're just getting your fucking shit pushed in, and it's just not fun.
Police 911, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Initial D.
Well, don't get started. Yeah, if I had endless amounts of money, yeah, I would have
Just a car in your basement hooked up to a screen.
I'd have a fleet of Initial Ds, and then I would have a fleet of Maximum 2 Midnights. Yeah.
And just we'd never see you again.
Yeah, Police 911 I probably wouldn't buy just because it had like Lethal Enforcers graphics. I'm like, this looks like
Oh
shit.
yeah, that did. I forgot.
It was like Virtua Cop 1 graphics. Like, ugh. It was like,
It was a pretty sweet Terminator game I played when I was like 8 in New Jersey, and I ran out of ammo in like 4 seconds.
yeah, was it Terminator 2 the arcade game?
Yeah, and that was just called. It was called like Judgment Day or no.
Yeah, it's Terminator 2.
Yeah, but I just ran out of ammo in like 8 seconds, and I'm like, oh, that's how are you supposed to play this?
Or another quarter.
There was no
Real quick,
guidance.
WrestleFest.
I know. I would buy WrestleFest.
Figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah, if I had like $10 million to spend on my own personal arcade, I would. Yeah, it'd be pretty sweet.
Call it Flynn's.
Yeah, I'd have my own Flynn's.
Would you have a Tron cabinet?
Yeah, I actually, when I was in San Francisco, I went to this really old school arcade that was near, it was near the wharf, and they had the Tron like arcade cabinet.
That's
It was
amazing.
So fucking fun.
I didn't even know they like actually made
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
did.
no, it was a game. It was a real thing.
I think I knew about that before I knew about the movie.
Hmm.
Somehow, because I'm.
That's what we need. We need a good Tron game.
Oh, Tron Evolution wasn't.
Shut
Didn't wet your whistle.
No, it really didn't.
Come on, Disney Studios.
Just like Tron 2.0 killer app.
That was the one. Yeah.
You remember that guy I used to work with, Al, who like wanted all of us to buy Tron 2.0 and play online?
Yeah.
You told me about him.
I do remember that, and we did buy it.
Yeah, we did.
And we were just like in a game
This
lobby.
this
Just like I was just like throwing discs around like what am I doing?
That's kind of like when you played Stranglehold and there was one bot just walking around.
Yeah, and it was like a ghost because he could just like zap from one end to the other.
Oh, yeah, his paint was like 500 or something. Like, it's just like he kept like just like. It's gonna be so soul crushing. Like if you're the only person still playing Stranglehold, then I just come online after not having played it for like 5 years, and I just kick the shit out of you. Like I probably went home and killed himself.
He had to keep the servers open. He has a sacred mission.
Well, that's what you get for holding on to a game that's way too old to be played online.
But all right. I guess I don't know. I put this. We're gonna transition to news, but I'm gonna kind of shift this up to culture because it's not really news. But a company called Analog made a redesigned NES retro console, and it cost $500.
No way, Jose.
It's like this polished aluminum. It's supposed to be like super, like it uses the original internals of the NES, and
Turns it HD,
it
right?
has all this fancy Nintendo tech under the hood, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, who in the fuck would pay $500 for this?
What does it come? Does it come installed or is it cartridges?
No, it takes original NES cartridges and original Famicom cartridges.
Is it actually coated with silver?
Yeah, is it dipped in platinum?
It's the finest silver.
But no, I look like aesthetically it looks nice, but
Sure, but if you don't have Nintendo games, now you have another dedication to get into to go actually play the damn thing you spent $500 on.
I'll just throw this out there. I have a bunch of original Nintendo
Right,
sitting
no,
around.
you
If
do.
want one, I'll sell it to you for $500. And I'll spray paint it silver if you want. I'll throw that in. And I'll
Because you
throw in
go the
free
extra
shipping.
mile.
Yeah, and I'll give you the original box with it too.
Nice.
Maybe a zapper if you're lucky.
Ooh, I'm starting to like this deal.
$500. I got a few of them lying around. I'll even put a new pin connector in it for you. But yeah, I don't know. I saw it and I was like, especially with the Retron 5 coming out, and it's $150 and it's 10 in 1, and it does HDMI and it has save states. I don't really see who is gonna fucking buy this thing, but that's just me. Thoughts?
Crazy people.
Way too expensive for my blood.
Seriously,
Chris,
just rich people who
agreed.
are like, my kids want to play the games I did. Let's spend like just rich idiots.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
They'll sell like 3.
Go to a fucking flea market or go to
Yeah.
like a yard sale and buy an NES for $20 and be like, hey, do you guys want to play Mario? No, Daddy, this sucks. All right, I spent $20. Daddy, this sucks. And I spent $500.
I hate you, Daddy.
Unless you're trying to train a new
I
wizard.
want an Xbox One.
Unless you're trying to train a new wizard.
You fucking asshole. Another little Jimmy Woods running around. But all right, now we're gonna get into the news.
You had your warning.
I know. I forgot about it. We're good.
Should we try it again or
No. Moment's
No.
passed.
All right. Before Sledgehammer Games started working on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, they apparently were in the development for a third-person Vietnam Call of Duty game. Which, I don't know, that sounds pretty sweet to me.
Can I say that Vietnam was really overlooked in war games? Like, the minute they were...
Good war games.
Yes.
There are plenty of really bad Vietnam games.
No, I kept hearing about it.
I was gonna say it, and then I was like, you know what?
There was Shell
You said
Shock. There was another one.
Yeah, Shell Shock Nam 67. There was fucking Conflict Vietnam. There was Purple... was it something Purple Haze? Viet Cong Purple Haze.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad
I kept
fucking
seeing
Vietnam games.
trailers, and I'm like, oh, hey, I'll play World War II. I might look into this. Never got around to it. Did not hear good things, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that'd be interesting because it didn't really work well. But when they did the third person stuff in Modern Warfare 2, I don't know, it looked interesting. So I thought it would.
No,
be
they
cool.
can definitely pull off third person. Weren't the Ghost Recon games third person?
When they Ghost Recon 2 was the first third person one. The first Ghost Recon and all its expansions were all first person, but like weird first person. Like all you could see was the crosshair. You couldn't see the gun.
Oh, it's awful.
You know what I'm talking about. I remember like, playing like
Yeah, that blue.
same with the Rainbow Six. It was just like, what the fuck?
That blew really bad.
But no, they definitely do. Like, I don't think the idea of the third person Call of Duty is gonna throw people off. But they've made the Ghost Recons. They've made, you know, Resident Evil and Gears of War. We know they can do third person right, so I'm not worried about that. It's the Vietnam part. What will they do for that? Like, is it an actual immersive experience, or is it just like, kill Charlie, kill him again?
I don't know. I think with third person, they would have a lot more opportunities to do. Well, in terms of exploration, like if you were able to like think about I know it wasn't Vietnam, but think of like Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Like,
Yeah.
that's
what I want out of it.
Exactly. Like that's what you can do in third person as opposed to first.
Yeah.
So first person, I know a lot of games have been trying to. I know games like Dishonored and even Crysis to a certain degree and Mirror's Edge, like they've tried to incorporate more exploration in the first person realm. But in terms of like,
it's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's hard to put in proper mechanics. One of the few I saw that actually did context sensitive was the first Killzone. Actually, depending on who you played, there were some interesting things you could do. If you were the spy, you could climb stuff or crawl through stuff. Shit like that. But first person doesn't really lend itself to exploration that well.
Chris, would you be interested in a third person Call of Duty?
Somewhat. I mean, from the guy's explanation about the story, that it takes place in like a totally different place, like Laos or something, like that was the thing that intrigued me. More than like how the mechanics of the game work, really. As long as the story's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting to say that they would do something like they were on the verge of doing something different in the norm in third person. I was like, what do you mean by that? Towards the end of the article.
They got roped into doing Modern Warfare 3. But did you get a chance to watch? Oh yeah, never mind. Well, I just had a brain fart. Never mind. Strike that from the record. Moving forward.
We can get that in post.
Yeah, it's gonna be like. But yeah, Sunset Overdrive. There was a bunch of preview content that came out this week. Did you guys all get a chance to see it in action?
Unfortunately, I did not.
I saw the article that you put on there. I didn't watch like any. Are there gameplay videos or something?
There was one. There was one that was on Game Informer's website, and then it got taken down. And then Al was able to find one. But
yeah.
You didn't post it in the outline, did you?
No, I didn't know if that link was. Sorry.
No worries. But like you saw pictures and stuff for it, right? And
yeah. I mean, I am interested in it because it's Insomniac, and I like the Ratchet and Clank games and stuff like that. It seems like it has the same ideas behind it.
Yeah, I was there was like what was like a couple. It was like 2 or 3 minute video.
Yeah, it was about 2-3 minute video. I'm really pumped about it.
Yeah, it looks like it reminds me a lot of Jet Set, like a very super colorful world, and definitely the mechanics. As long as they never make another Fuse game again, I'll be happy.
No, exactly.
Oh.
I think this.
Ted Price, you've been warned. Don't make another fucking Fuse game.
I think it brings a lot to the table. I like the colorful environment, given the fact of what the premise is, where it's just basically an apocalyptic world. So it's good.
Awesome apocalypse, Al.
Awesome apocalypse. Whatever. I'm just gonna call it the apocalypse. But anyway.
So conceited.
I know.
Not every apocalypse is you.
Oh, it should be.
It should be.
But no, I liked all the mechanics in it. The shooting, the grinding on different parts of different objects, and just the fun with it. The weapons, from what I read, are just ridiculous and out there. So I trust it's going to be a good game.
Teddy looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. And like the blimp, they had like this like blimp thing that you face as you're like grinding on this metal rail, and it's massive, and it catches fire, and the graphics looked really sweet on it. So I'd highly recommend going out and checking out a video on it.
All right. Yeah, no, it looks sweet. Definitely. It's probably one of the. It's probably like one of 2 games besides Watch Dogs I'm excited for. That and Arkham Knight are the big ones, but we'll get to that. We have a question addressing that. So, all right, we got a couple of pieces of Nintendo news. First one is Nintendo's first mobile app is going to be Mario Kart TV. So it's going to have integration with Mario Kart 8 when that releases on Wii U, and it's basically just going to be you're going to be able to watch replays, look at rankings and whatnot. So it doesn't seem like it's too crazy.
Kind of boring, unless you're specifically into being the best Mario Karter ever.
It just seems lazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish they would have been able to, for their first mobile outing, it would have been nice if they did something different. But yeah, I don't know. I guess if, like you said, if you really care about stat tracking that much, you'll be able to do it on your smartphone or tablet.
Hey, you'll be at work, see if somebody's passed you, and you'll call out sick and
just gonna drop my entire life and go get a better time.
Somebody beat me on Rainbow Road.
Fucking
Son of
no.
a bitch.
But yeah. And then the next piece in Nintendo news. For the third consecutive year, Nintendo has posted an annual loss. They lost $457 million.
Good God.
For the third year running. Wii U's been out since 2012, and in 2 years, it's only sold 6.17 million units. And just for a frame of reference, it took only 4 months for the PlayStation 4 to sell 7 million.
Jesus.
So, in about 20 months last, it already outsold the Wii U, which is no surprise. But that's where our first. We're going to kind of jump to. We have a fan submitted question about this from Isaiah. He said, "What are your opinions on recent news of Nintendo's third year in a row to have losses? And do you think they can turn themselves around with Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros.? I personally hope those games can boost sales. Anyways, much love."
Good question.
So I'll.
It'll definitely help.
We'll start with Chris, and then we'll work our way around. Do you think that there's any hope for Nintendo at this point?
I hope so. I mean, I do. Sorry, I do truly hope that Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers actually boost their sales. I mean, I don't want to see them like completely go out of like the console market, but I don't know if we've already crossed the line where there's like no turning back.
Dougie, your thoughts?
They'll help. They'll drive some sales. I know you said that they still have just an absolute crap load of cash left over from the Wii, from their domination there, early domination anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing the Nintendo continue consoles, but I think they need to go more the traditional route because no one wants to develop for their unique peripherals, and they don't make enough games every year to drive consoles. So they either need to just make games or kind of go the same route as everyone else.
No.
You can't take an old car and put a new coat of paint on it and call it a new car. And that's what the Wii U is, in my opinion. Metaphor, baby. They should have honestly put in time into a new system rather than making the Wii U. I feel like they should have put time into a new system and really.
It was next gen, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Next gen, my ass.
It was like 1.5 gen.
Yeah. You can't just have this like step up and expect the same success that you had with the Wii. I'm sorry. You can't just rely on your library of games and just say, hey, remember these games? Yeah, they'll get us through this cycle of this generation.
Unless they start offering like classic games for $1.
That's never gonna happen.
No.
But it reminds me just a lot of what Apple's done recently, where they just try to rely on their name alone to sell phones, and they don't really up the ante in terms of features and options in comparison to their competition, a la Samsung. So it's disheartening because they do have a library of games that a lot of companies would be jealous about, but in the same way, you should really, take a step back, know that you made a mistake, and go back to the drawing board. And that, in part, goes to probably also firing your president, because I'm sorry, if you mess up in 1 year and you have losses, usually that person's out. But if you mess up 3 years in a row and have a $400 and whatever million loss, I'm sorry, more often than not, that person should be fired from the company. I hate saying people should be fired, but you lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
It should be based on performance. Like,
I'm surprised the entire board is still there considering that.
when you think about it, look at sports. If a team performs poorly, the coach gets fired. I think these executive ranking members of Nintendo aren't being held accountable. Like, they're just being like, oh, all right, well, the war chest took a little ding this year, but we can, like Nintendo. Same thing with Apple. Nintendo and Apple can continue to operate at at a loss if they needed to for many years to come. But it gets to a point where you don't like you're not gonna have enough money to do something really special if you so choose. And I think with Nintendo, to kind of get back to let's kind of think about like kind of piggybacking off what everyone else said, and also kind of address another part of Isaiah's question. I think Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. Are going to sell well for people who own these systems already. No one's going to buy a system for Mario Kart 8.
No.
There might be a select few people who are excited for it and they're going to buy it. And I know they have a bundle, but
If you do a steep price cut, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Bundles, I think
it's got to be. It has to be like steep. It needs to be steep. Like they needed to drop the price of it to $200. Like I read another article that Wii U is no longer being sold at a loss, so they've been able to kind of not necessarily perfect, but they've been able to kind of enhance their manufacturing policy or procedures for the system. So they're producing them at a cheaper cost now, so they're actually making money off it. So maybe it's time to just dip back into that and start taking a hit on it again just to get them out there. If not, then you need to really kind of reassess what your vision for the console is. And truth be told, they have a new system that's masquerading as 8-year-old hardware. It's no more powerful than a PS3 or an Xbox 360.
God, no.
And you're selling it for the same price and it has a far inferior library. There's maybe less than 10 games on the Wii U that are actually worth buying a Wii U for. And guess what? They're all fucking Nintendo games.
But it has a tablet, Tim.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and that kind of goes back to what you were saying about Apple, is they think they're Apple.
Yep.
You're not Apple. You don't have Steve Jobs. You're not creating.
They did.
What?
They did have Steve Jobs.
No, I'm saying Apple. I'm saying Nintendo doesn't have a Steve Jobs.
Oh, well, no, that's true.
Like
I
Steve
agree.
Jobs, and even to Apple's going to be fucked soon. Like I don't see Apple being around much longer, and that might seem crazy to some people just because of what they have in terms of like name share, like mind share. But their market share for phones has dropped significantly. Like they're getting their asses kicked, and a lot of people don't want to accept it because in certain markets, yeah, like Apple's still dominant, but like at one point they probably had like 15-20% like market share for smartphones, which is huge considering they produce one product.
Right.
But now it's like probably less than 10. And like you said, like they're not necessarily taking their competition seriously, and they're just relying on namesake alone to kind of push their products. But yeah, I don't know. Apple, same thing. Like they don't have that vision anymore. And Nintendo's one like Apple-esque moment was the Wii.
Yep.
You created the beauty of Steve Jobs is that he created experiences. He created products that you didn't even know you needed. And they did that with the Wii. They hit it big with the Wii. They created something that no one knew they wanted to play, but they were entertained by it. And it's and not only did it show well on television, but everyone wanted one. Like fucking grandmothers were going out and buying Wiis so they could do Wii Fit, or when their grandkids came over they could play whatever Mario Brothers or some stupid shit. But
badminton.
yeah, they don't. I think I think they're in serious trouble. Like a lot of people, I know we always say that they can continue to lose money, but at what point do you need to kind of just look at it and be like, we either continue doing what we do well, which is making handhelds and making good handheld games, or we continue to make overpriced console hardware that's inferior to both next generation systems, and we continue to lose money and whatnot. I honestly don't think it'd be the worst idea for Nintendo to kind of exit the hardware market, go just to make games.
I would love to see a Nintendo game on current next-gen systems. I would love to see what they do with all that power, but they don't have to make it specifically for a certain control scheme, so they can just make a fun, powerful, in-depth game.
Well, they should just be like Valve. Valve doesn't... That's why with the whole Steambox thing, that's why they're not making one.
Right.
They don't want to... They don't care about the manufacturing cost. Like, they don't want to incur those costs. And Nintendo's losing money because whether or not they want to, they still have to produce these units that no one's buying. So it's like you're creating a stock of stuff that no one's going to use. And you know what? It wouldn't be... everyone's like, oh, well, you can't just abandon people. It's like, fuck you. You ever bought a Sega system, motherfucker? I bought a goddamn Dreamcast, and that shit was in production for 1.5 years, and then they said, you know what? This isn't doing it.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
Now, if Nintendo went the Sega way, I'd be really pleased.
Do you think they should get rid of Do you think before they get out of the market, do you think they do one last hurrah and try and oust the president and get a new vision? Do you think that would do anything for them or no?
I think at this point they either need to have hardware that's
It might
in
be
terms of specs, it needs to be commensurate with what's being offered by their competitors. They can't continue to be like, we're Nintendo and we do things differently and it's okay. And it's like, no, you're doing things differently, but it sucks.
Is it a cultural thing?
No, it's totally a fucking like Japanese. It's a traditional Japanese company, and they're super proud, and they don't want to admit that they fucked up.
Right.
But look at Sony. Like Sony, even last week we were talking about it. Like Sony took a huge loss, and they're like, you know what? We used to make PCs. It's not fucking making money. Get rid of it. Trim the fucking fat. And you know what? The Wii U sucks, dude. 2 years, 6 million units. Fuck out of here. That's awful.
That's disgusting.
Do you think like if they, not that they would do this, like, but like if they got in like a Jack Trenton or someone like that, do you think that would do anything to salvage? Do you think like that would change their mindset to create a system, like a new system?
Well, the thing is like Jack Trent, like they have a domineering presence. They have Reggie Fils-Aimé. They just.
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Oh.
They just don't. Like I don't think he really has much pull in terms of.
No, he's just America, right?
Yeah, but it's Nintendo and Sony's biggest market is the United States.
Yeah.
We buy more games, spend more money on games than anywhere else in the world.
Right, but like he's more like the sales end, right? He's not actually.
He's more of like he's just like a. No offense to Reggie, he's like a fucking mascot to me.
That's
Right.
what I see.
No, it's not. Whenever they need something shilled, they send him out there.
I'm not saying that he's not an important figure there, but I just can't take him seriously. But yeah, I don't know. That was a good question, Isaiah. Thank you for writing in.
Thank you.
But all right, moving forward, couple quick piece of Sony news. This week, Drive Club, its pricing was announced. Like I know last week we announced last week the release date. Yeah, it was October 7th. But there was this huge kerfuffle on the internet about.
I love that word.
About the pricing. And I posted a couple articles in our outlines to kind of talk about it because one just established the pricing and then one kind of showed what was happening and how it got resolved. So when Drive Club was originally announced for the PlayStation 4, it was supposed to be a free game if you had PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay.
So and then the game got delayed. Almost it's going to come out. Yeah, by the time it comes out, it'll be a year. It's been delayed. So they announced the pricing this week, and they were like, "All right, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can still get the game for free, but it's going to come with like, was it 5 car and whatever? It was just a small amount of content, like a preview amount of content." And then they were like, "You can upgrade to the full version for $50."
Oh, bait and switch.
So you could get all the tracks. Like there's like 50 something cars. I don't know, 50 fucking tracks, whatever. I don't. The numbers are inconsequential at this point. But the catch was, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscription, so you would save $10. Like you can still buy this game $60 full retail, skip all the bullshit. But they said if your PlayStation Plus subscription lapsed, the game wouldn't work.
What?
Disappear.
So like on PlayStation Plus now, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, if you buy a game that's discounted on PlayStation Plus, you own it forever.
Right.
There's no bullshit, whatever. But if your PlayStation Plus subscription lapsed, you were locked out of Drive Club.
Even if you bought the $50.
Even if you upgraded to the $50 version.
Oof.
So there was like this huge uproar. A bunch of people were up in arms, and rightfully so. That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
$50, you know. So they reversed the policy, and they're like, "Oh, we changed it. So now if you spend $50, you upgrade to the full version. Even if your PlayStation Plus subscription lapses, you can keep the game," which is what it should have been the first time.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that was kind of.
I give them credit for changing it at the very least. You know, they could have just stood by and let it happen that way,
And
but
then had their game fail. So.
but yeah, exactly. But I mean, they at least were quick to change that up.
Even just hearing that was just a very un-Sony-like piece of news to hear to begin with. And
Right.
I was like, what? It doesn't really, like... It was kind of antithetical to their whole mission statement. Now it's just like, gamer
first.
Gamer first, consumer first, gamer. And it's just like...
Except for this one time.
Yeah, except for this one game that's been delayed a year. And, but yeah. Anyways, Chris, any thoughts on that? I didn't know if you...
I really have no input. No.
No, all right.
We'll get there soon enough, buddy. Don't you worry.
We'll find your niche.
Chris's time to shine will come in a few minutes when we get to the user survey questions.
I can see the excitement brimming.
All right. Quick piece of multi-platform news. Elder Scrolls Online was delayed for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One by 6 months.
Yeah.
Kind of might have expected. I might have expected that.
I know. I feel like Tim's probably like, eh.
That's gonna be the box quote on the Xbox One version. I'll have to chew this tap gaming. Mad ellipsis.
Just dramatic scenes of sword slashing. Tap gaming. Alice tap gaming. Meh.
Whatever. But, yeah, I don't really give a fuck. I haven't heard anything good about this game. And also the fact that it's a $60 game with a $15 subscription model is...
Ew.
Yeah.
Fuck
So,
that.
I
Yeah.
don't really care. I mean, it's even, honestly, if you think about it, it's even worse on consoles because it's $60, $15 plus. I know for the I think for the PS4 version of Elder Scrolls Online, you don't need PlayStation Plus.
So there's that.
But, so 360, or Xbox One,
You need gold.
$60
Right.
for gold, then $15 a month, then $60 for the game. It's like, Bethesda,
Right.
fuck out of here.
Did you play any Elder Scrolls, Chris?
What did I play? I think I played the Morrowind for a little while.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
Morrowind? Oh, original Xbox.
Yeah, original.
Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry. I keep.
I mean, it was okay. I never really got into it, but yeah, the online one has no appeal to me.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? Patch in 4-player co-op for Skyrim.
Oh God.
Problem solved.
Oh God. That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I don't know. Any opinions, Chris? Don't care.
Yeah, meh.
Join the meh. Yeah.
All right. So let's see. More Sony news. The PlayStation Vita Slim came out this week. There was a few reviews out there on the internet. I know Kotaku did one. I'm sure everyone did. I read Kotaku's and IGN's, and they said that it's a good piece of hardware. It's cheaper. It's $200, which did they reduce the price of all the Vitas to $200? I think they did.
I'm not sure.
But it uses an LED screen now as opposed to the OLED. So they said there was, like, in terms of like the visual fidelity of the screen, it dropped a little bit. It's lighter. It's got better battery life. But they said that it's really plasticky. Yeah, they said it feels kind of cheap. I don't know. I love my Vita. I love it. I don't care about the bulk. I love the screen. I love the polished aluminum that goes around the outside. But I guess it's for people who are trying to, if they want to get into the Vita now. I know, like, the Borderlands bundle just came out, so for $200 you get a system, a game, and a ton of downloadable content. So I don't know. It's out. It's available.
Good to know.
Yeah, I did like the price. Well, I didn't like the price so much. I mean, I do like the price. I like the fact that they cut the price on it.
Right. That'd be my main interest. Is that they cut the price? Okay, now I'm gonna look into one.
But the battery life too is
Yes, that's huge.
Yeah, the packing game I think kind of softens the blow too, because you walk out and you can go home and you have something to play.
Right.
And the game, don't they give you a gig of internal storage? That's what I was told.
I think, yeah.
I thought it came with an 8 gig memory card.
Yeah, but I thought it was like internal storage. They give you a gig.
No, it might be for like game saves and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Not
that's
for
what they
install.
Yeah, because
You would use that up in a second.
Oh well, no.
You couldn't even install one. Yeah, like Killzone Mercenary. Like I downloaded it. It took up like 4 gigs. It took up like half my memory card.
God's sakes.
Yeah, I need to get a bigger Vita memory card. I'll see if I can score like a 16 or 32, just so I don't have to keep deleting shit.
Any memory card would work. No.
No, it's all proprietary.
Of course.
It's
It's
fucking stupid.
Sony.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
Sony.
forgot about that.
That's another thing. Well, also I heard I heard it's true. They switched to micro USB for charging, micro USB. So it ditched like that proprietary Vita port. So it's just using micro USB now.
Better.
Yeah. So they're getting there. Maybe
Slowly but surely.
Slim Vita 2, they'll fucking have their shit together. Maybe take like micro SD cards, which would be sweet. Lord knows I have left enough of those things fucking lying around.
Right.
Let's see. I wish I didn't skip over everything, but alright, here we go. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were announced and will release this fall for the 3DS. And according to Nintendo, they're going to be full remakes, so I'm assuming they're going to probably have the same visual aesthetic as Pokemon X and Y.
Mm.
Anyone here? I'll say right now, I'll buy both of them. I'm probably going to play one of them for like 4 hours and then never play them again. That's my problem.
Do.
Really, you can even ask Chris. I really tried to make a concerted effort to play Pokemon X. I tried.
And I tried to force you to play it.
But lost
I really
you.
didn't want to.
I did. I just got fucking bored with it.
I mean, I'm going to be getting both of them, and I'll probably work my way through one of them, and that'll be it. But I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be... My only problem is I keep calling Omega Ruby Omega Red.
That's a different guy.
Pokemon Omega Red's coming out. I'm like, the fuck you
With
talking
tentacles.
I would play the shit out of that though. X-Men in a Pokemon game.
You caught Omega Red.
about? Yeah.
Just kills everybody.
A wild Wolverine appears. It stabbed you in the face.
You go to throw a Pokeball at it, and he just like cuts your head off. But yeah, 3DS. Woo. And quite possibly the most important piece of news this week: new Power Rangers movie's been announced.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, full reboot.
Full reboot.
Oh, it is a reboot?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll let Chris. I'll let you start.
I don't think I saw this in the actual description, but are they planning to have like any of the original Power Rangers in it?
They might have
I don't know if you guys read
Tommy.
anything. I'm just
They might have Tommy just because he has rights with Saban to make series, so I'm sure he'll be involved in it
I
somewhere.
would imagine Jason David Frank would reprise some role because he's actually still in good shape.
Right.
I can't imagine.
Yeah,
what
he
fucking-
actually can know how to fight.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Well, yeah, I can't imagine Billy is still.
Oh God, Billy doesn't want anything to do with it.
You know they're gonna get what's his name? Fucking the bullies.
Bulk and Skull. Yeah.
Vulcan Skull definitely being.
Who got old, by the way? Oh God.
Yeah, dude, Power Rangers been around for fucking 20 years.
I
They
know.
probably started at, like they're probably like almost 50 now.
Yeah.
Do you think Kimberly's still hot?
she is?
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, wasn't she on like a?
Ron's like, I got this.
I got this locked down.
She's still hot.
I know. Yeah, wasn't she on a like a medical drama or something?
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
No.
What, like Grey's Anatomy
Like
or something?
No.
It was on PAX. No.
Oh, okay.
Was it PAX?
No.
It was like Oxygen or something.
It was one of those.
It's like
yeah.
practice, something.
Who fucking cares?
But
Private practice.
no, the only one they'd get back is like Tommy and maybe one of the Reds.
Yeah, didn't Trini die?
Trini died in a car wreck after the first series.
That's unfortunate.
Billy left it with the worst taste in his mouth because everyone treated him like shit.
Nerd.
I don't think. Well, no, because the whole they made fun of him for being gay, even though he didn't come out until after the show ended. So
I don't
I didn't
know.
even know he was.
yeah, no, see exactly. It was just the assholes on set. But Zach won't come back. Trini's dead.
It's like eat True Hollywood, like getting the band back together.
No, I don't think.
People were laughing about his woman being dead. Whatever.
Just the way you came out.
I want
like,
I want it to be super. I want it to be
Everybody
super
hates
gritty
Slight.
though. I want to be super gritty though, like they snap putty necks. That'd be awesome.
Blood.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're gonna make it like the way we know it, which yes,
The way
this-
we know
that-
it's pretty ridiculous.
the way
though.
we know it, I don't. If they're gonna reboot it, I don't want that because that was its own era. We were kids.
It wouldn't sell now.
It's fine. That's what we loved. I can love something else. I can love a reboot if if they make it serious. I can love, mature Power Rangers.
I just
do you
wonder
think?
how
Do you think
serious-
everybody here could probably love a mature Power Rangers or no?
I just wonder how serious they're
I
gonna
just
go
don't know
with it.
how exactly like the costume heroes.
Right.
Like I obviously I know it's not like Batman.
No.
Like, they're not like they're dressed in like fucking like flamboyant colors.
Right.
Right. One thing that I want to see, I would say that if they do a Power Rangers reboot, which they are, well, I'm saying for the reboot, ditch the fucking Hutsa-Ias and like the
I love
that
the
shit
sound
out.
effects. Did you hear half the? Did you hear half the vocalizations from especially the enemies in the Power Rangers movie? Bloffel, just the weird shit the enemies would do when you hit them, and they
No,
blop in a
just
goo.
No, I'm fucking done with that.
And flips.
Yeah.
Get rid of all these
Random fucking quick
flips where they just like
no B-roll of flips. Alright? Don't just fucking be like, don't be like have fucking Tommy do a roundhouse kick and then he's doing a fucking front flip 15 feet
They
in
all
the
do
air.
backflips, and then they form up into formation, then they fight, then they all backflip together. That's how fights work. For everyone. Ever.
Yeah, there's just fucking random trampolines everywhere on the
Yeah.
battlefield. It's like, hold on. You do fucking 3 front flips and then land and then I get shot and then I'm like, And also, like, the fucking... Listen, if you get shot, you don't always have to stumble backwards into someone's arms. If you get shot, you can just fall over. They always catch everyone. You ever notice that? Like, they'll get shot and they'll be like, oh, they'll stumble back and, like, they fall into someone's arms.
Are you okay? I'm
And it's
okay.
like-
Go
it's
get
like,
him.
It's okay, Billy. Let's go get him. You're doing great. It's like, no, Billy, you're not fantastic. You suck.
and stop fighting in fields, empty fields.
Everything is empty fields or warehouses, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, are they going to make like a kung fu movie with it? Because, again, how are they going to do something that anyone is going to take even vaguely seriously?
They need to have blood in the trailer.
They do.
Like, someone needs to get decapitated in the trailer. They just fucking lop someone's head off.
All right, we're out of here.
He just summons the dragon sword. It's just like eating people.
Go get him, Saba. He throws it through a guy's chest. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be brutal.
To be fair, I will throw it out there in terms of maturity. Bat in the Sun did a White Ranger versus Scorpion.
Well, don't ruin it.
No, I'm not gonna ruin it. I'm just saying go see it. Go to YouTube, type in
If they do
White
something
Ranger
like that, yeah.
versus Scorpion,
It's
and
possible.
Yes.
it is possible to do something serious.
And don't just make it a CGI fest.
That's what it's going to be.
Of course it is. I'm just
we
saying
have
that's...
giant
Yeah,
robots
they're
and
not gonna,
creatures.
they're not going to be knocking over like cardboard skyscrapers.
No, but like do some actual like choreography with people. Yeah, they gotta wear stupid costumes, whatever.
Hey, you got that set from the '70s Godzilla movies? Okay, we need it.
You need a fucking Megazord to knock it over.
Bring back Goldar. That is all.
Goldar.
Yeah.
Rita.
Rita, Zed.
Zed was the man.
Zed? No, okay.
Zed was
If you're gonna be mature, the only person you can legitimately bring back that's evil is Zed, because Zed freaked me the fuck out. He was
Zed
like
was scary.
Freddy Krueger, like turned inside out.
No, because Ivan Ooze. No, because Ivan Ooze was awesome. Ivan Ooze was awesome. It's just fun.
Shut up.
He
I
was.
think you suck.
Oh.
We're in trouble.
No, that soundtrack. No, a lot
They
of
did
things
have
that-
Red Hot Chili Peppers in the
They did.
opening scene.
Yeah, no, there's higher ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
higher ground when they're jumping on the plane. We watched it one time, and I was like, "Is that Red Hot Chili Peppers?"
That's where they spent half their budget.
Absolutely.
Licensing that one song. But, alright, so that concludes our news for the week. Now we're on to fan submitted questions and topics. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you would be part of the show. You can write into our Twitter page at Tap Gaming. You can write into our Facebook page when we post a request for topics and questions, or you can write into tapgamingpress@gmail.com. So you have plenty of options, so there's no excuses. First question is from Superfan Will. What games would you like to see get an HD remake? And just for the interest of time, we're going to pick one game. Chris, we're going to start with you.
I'm gonna go with Knights of the Old Republic. Sorry.
I always wondered why they never did an Onimusha.
Oh God, this is tough. I'm trying to think. Tim, you go, and then I'm gonna try to think.
Swing back around.
Not. I know it's been they already made an HD remake, but I'd like to see a completely redone Jet Set Radio. Wow.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Yep, you're on the...
See, I was gonna say the Metal Gears, but they've always they've revamped those things like crazy.
They did that one.
With Twin Snakes and all of that stuff. Oh God, offhand, I guess. What? Shit.
What was I mentioned earlier? Lethal Enforcers? The arcade?
Al wants to see a HD remake of NHL 95. Moving forward, okay.
That'd be all. You know what? I don't know if they probably did already do this, but Final Fight, did they do?
They never did. I mean, they've
They had
done...
some, they had some shitty Xbox fully 3D.
Yeah, they did Final Fight Streetwise for PS2 and Xbox.
But a remix of Final Fight, or what was that? HD of Final Fight, or I would say that other Fighting Force.
Fighting Force would be cool.
An HD of Fighting
I
Force
could get into
would
that.
be
I like
very
that happening.
fucking
Oh,
sweet.
Battletoads. Just we're talking about beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Battletoads Double Dragon was good.
That was
Battletoads by
fantastic.
itself fucking sucked.
It was weird. They'd have to make it.
That game is hard as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they'd have to make it more accessible. Other than that,
HD remakes, okay, a lot of beat 'em ups, but this is another one too. Would be
I give out one option.
I'm sorry, the Captain America, the Captain America and the Avengers for Super Nintendo.
ooh, that was good.
That would be
Was
a
that what I'm thinking
sweet
of?
HD mix.
That or the X-Men game, the X-Men arcade. I know the one you're thinking of. It was cool.
Moving forward.
I'm sorry. All right, I got caught into.
All right. What games are you looking forward? This is another question from Will. What games are you looking forward to that are coming out this year? Chris,
Batman Arkham Knight.
Dougie,
Arkham Knight and Watch Dogs.
Al.
Watch Dogs, Arkham Knight, and oh my god, the game that we talked about from Ratchet and Clank,
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. Steve. Make that easy.
Also the HD Fuse.
Copy. There already is one. Copy and paste. All right. This is another. This question is only for three of us because Chris has his own question coming up.
Oh man.
Actually, yeah, fuck it. Chris, you can get on this too. Who's your favorite video game character?
Good lord.
Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
There's so many. Kratos.
Jubei?
Ah, how dare you?
Solid Snake, not Snake or any of the Solid Snake.
But he was naked at one point.
There's so many damn snakes, but I'm just gonna say Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid.
This is more contemporary choice, but I really have an affinity for Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5. I think he's one of the best characters ever made.
Go you.
So, alright. And for Chris, and Chris only, who is your favorite Dynasty Warriors character?
Jaho Dune.
Yes. You know it.
There you go, Will.
Thought you were gonna say Leon Kennedy.
Oh, no, he's torn. Look at him. Look at the conflict. Look at the conflict in his eyes.
Alright,
Tim realizes his miss.
just like a mild stroke.
I should have said Leon.
Alright, next question and final question is actually, well, these are for questions and topics. We still have trivia. From Trev writes in, he wrote to us on Twitter. What is the longest time you have spent between starting a game and eventually beating it? Chris, will start with you.
Oh man. I'm gonna say around 120 hours, maybe. Are you talking about?
I think it's like I think he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you meant like between you like when you started a
Like
game.
how many months?
Like
and
you
it's
start on
like,
day
you
one,
like,
and
say
then
like you bought a game the day it came out, and then you're like you beat it like 2 years later.
Oh,
I still have a few games that are ongoing.
I don't know. Maybe a few months. Not really sure.
Probably the most egregious would be Odin Sphere for PS2. I started it. I played the hell out of it. I almost beat it. I stopped. I restarted it. And then I restarted it again, like recently, and I still haven't beaten it. So that one's my white whale. Probably the longest I took to actually beat a game was I bought Dead Space 3 on release, and then I beat it about 4 months ago. So, just shy of a year.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Grand Theft Auto 5. God, I started that when it first came out, and then like it took me probably 5 or 6 months to finally beat it.
Mine's similar to Dougie. I bought Dead Space 1, and it took me about a year and a half to beat it. But
That was a good one,
Yeah,
though.
one game that I started that's probably been like 12 years in the process is Shenmue 2. Still never beat it.
Oh.
Now, is that just because? Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of things, but how long does it legitimately take to beat it if you had that a couple sit downs?
Shenmue
Hours.
2?
Yeah.
If I didn't do too much side stuff, like if I didn't like dump like 10 hours into like playing pachinko, I could probably finish it in like
That's not gonna happen.
probably like 20, 25 hours, I'd say. The first one took me about 50 just because I did as much stuff as I could. There's a lot of time sensitive stuff in that, so like if you don't really care about like hitting some of the side events, you can kind of just like fuck around. Like I did like the forklift game at the pier in Shenmue 1 for like probably 10 hours.
Wow.
So I fucked around with a lot of stuff, but yeah, I bought that game in like what, it came out in 2002, I think, on Xbox, and I bought the import for Dreamcast, and I started it, and I never beat it, just because they said they weren't making it anymore. So I was like, fuck this game.
Aww.
But I will finish it at some point. But yeah, all good questions. Now we're moving on to trivia.
Oh, jeez.
So at this point, I'm gonna pull back. Wandering eyes. Alright. Alright, question 1 this week comes from Will. In Psychonauts for PlayStation 2, which of these characters is a former Psychonaut?
Oh, jeez.
And Al, we're going to start with you, so.
Oh,
Answer A, Sasha Neen. B, Ford Cruller. C, Dogen Boole. D, Mila Vodella.
Which one is, you said, right?
In Psychonauts for PS2, which one of these characters is a former Psychonaut?
Okay, I'll say C.
I'm gonna say shot in the dark and go for Cruller.
A.
Correct answer is B, Ford Cruller.
Ah! Never even played it.
Alright.
One of these days I will have a game that Will has played.
Alright. Question 2 from Will. In Super Punch-Out for the Super Nintendo, who was the title holder in the World Circuit? A, Bald Bull. B, Mr. Sandman. C, Super Macho Man. D, Soda Popinski.
One more time again?
A, Bald Bull. B, Mr. Sandman. C, Super Macho Man. D, Soda Popinski.
And what was the question?
Who was the title holder on the World Circuit?
On the World Circuit. I'm just trying to remember. I'm gonna say definitely not. I know. I'm gonna say Sandman.
So B. All right.
Bald Bull.
D.
You were all wrong. It's Super Macho Man. Answer C.
Damn it.
I actually felt like I had an idea of
I
that.
wanted to say that just to say
Because-
Macho Man, but it felt wrong.
Well, for the Super Nintendo one, I think Sandman was the main guy, and so that's why I kind of mixed it up there.
He even had Super in his name. I should have known.
Because they couldn't use Tyson in the Super Nintendo one, so they had to have a different guy.
I'm gonna do one last check on Facebook to see if anyone wrote in last minute.
I should have actually known that. I'm sorry, Will. I disappointed you.
Letting everyone down.
I know it wasn't.
He actually likes it when he stumps you, so don't feel bad.
I actually definitely knew it wasn't Soda, because Soda is
I was gonna say
a joke
That just sounds.
character. Well, no, like he was like Soda Popinski was like the joke character for all of them. Like he was like this old man that you just beat the shit out of.
So he was like the Glass Joe of that one.
Yeah.
All right, nothing on the Facebooks. Alrighty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. I want to thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it here on YouTube, like it on Daily Motion, you can follow us on both of those. We're also on Tumblr now, so you can follow us at tapgaming.tumblr.com. Like us on Facebook, Tap Gaming. Follow us on Twitter at Tap Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter at Tim_Utley. You can find Al on Twitter at AlPocalypseNow. You can find Ryan on Twitter at SalGoodNiger.
He's getting it.
Which is, I'm getting better. Which is his name spelled backwards or in reverse or whatever. And as always, you can't find Chris anywhere.
Ghost.
He's not even here now.
He just disappeared.
Just fade out.
Cause I'm wanted.
But yeah, also go to our website, tapgaming.com. We're trying to make an effort to keep that updated. Big ups to Al for going in and overhauling it and making it look pretty.
Want to start putting some written articles on there.
Yeah, I still have to finish my Forza one. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of been slacking on my Mac. And so, but yeah, that's the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace up. Outtown
You
Dad.
need to stop doing that.
What?
It's awful.